Welcome back, Sticks and Hacks. Today we're going to go through my USAM Tour golf tournament at White Bluff on Lake Whitney. We start with a tough tee shot on the 10th hole. It's a relatively short par 4, but you can see that there's water left and water long, so it's not a driver off the first tee. Trees to the right, always kind of tricky when you're starting with less than driver.
From Murphy, Texas, Dallas Webster.
So I've selected just a 4-iron here. I'm really just trying to get something started in the middle of the fairway, get off to the right foot in this tournament, give myself a shot at the green. If you like that intro, if you like the drone shots, go hit that like button, go ahead and subscribe. That way I can get the drone out in future videos. It's important to get off to a good start, so choosing a good club, trying to hit the wide part of the fairway. That's all I'm trying to do here. And that's well done. Good commitment. 215 yards right in the middle of the fairway. Just what the doctor ordered. Left myself about 165 yards for the second shot. It's cool. It's early in the morning. I'm not expecting the ball to go super far. The pin's in the middle of the green, maybe a shade towards the front of the green. So pretty easy 7-iron to get there. And aiming right at it. And that was well struck. That's flying right at the flagstick, but came out a little hot. Ended up on the back of the green. Didn't quite expect the ball to fly quite that far in the cool morning, but here we are with 54 feet for birdie. Still, good start. Just a 2-putt away from a first hole par and getting things started on the right foot. This is a quick putt that breaks a lot from my right to left. You can see I started that well out to the right and it still slid and ran out on me quite a bit. Didn't expect to have that much left. I thought I had a pretty good putt there. And now I've got a tester for par on the first hole. Not what you want when you're trying to fight through those early tournament jitters. However, making putts like these get the confidence early and get you started right. So 6 feet for par, make this putt, I'll feel pretty good with the flat stick going into the rest of the day. Miss this putt and it could be catastrophic for your confidence for the rest of the day when you do have these 6-footers. This is a pretty straight putt. I got the read coming past. I hit these all day. And that one's no different, right in the center. Easy par on the first hole and on to the 11th. The 11th hole is an even shorter par 4, and again, not really driver off the tee. I could blast driver over those bunkers, but it gets tight. I don't know this course. I've never played it before. You don't have to do anything crazy to compete in these tournaments. It's not like you need -6 to win. So I'm trying to hit a 4-iron right there at those bunkers and leave just a wedge in on this 11th hole. And I wasn't fully committed to that one. I should have been aiming about 20 yards further to the right. Instead, I pulled it a little bit and ended up in this bunker on the left. Not ideal. That does make this shot a little trickier. Looking at the pin and looking at the overhead view on par golf, I should be aiming well right of this pin, but you can see my feet are almost aligned to the left of the pin. The ball is below my feet, so somewhat expecting it to come out to the right. Just trying to advance it to the green. It's kind of an in-between shot with just a wedge in my hand from 112 yards. And I kind of reached for that one a little bit. Wasn't quite sure of my alignment. Caught it a little bit chunky and ended up well short of the green. Make sure to rake the bunkers and leave a good spot for anybody coming behind me. So I'm up on this hill about 30-40 yards short of the green, and I know that if I land it short it's going to bound up there and roll out to that pin that's on the middle of the green. So I'm just trying to land this a few feet short of the green, let it trickle on. But the rough is thick, it's wet early in the morning, so you got to have a significant amount of speed getting through it or you risk not getting it to your landing spot. And that did come out a little soft on me. I landed that 5 or 6 feet short of where I wanted. It makes it on the green, but I've left myself a healthy putt for par from about 38 feet. This putt's going to break left to right, and at this point in the golf tournament, you're trying to just make sure that you put it in a good spot, make bogey it worse. I didn't miss by much.
It's true.
Left about 3 feet for my bogey.
That is true.
Stay patient here. You can survive with bogeys in these golf tournaments. Doubles will kill you. That's right in the heart. Not the worst bogey. Really, the mistake was on the tee shot, putting it in that bunker. That brings us to the 12th hole, my third hole, which again is not a super long par 4, and it gets super narrow. Using the par golf driver dispersion, there's not quite enough room really to blast driver. So again, just hitting a 4-iron off the tee, get it in play, and I'll have a wedge into the green again. And that was well struck, 220 yards, right down the center of the fairway. The smart play leaves me just a wedge in from 127 yards. It is uphill from here. You can't really see the green. You can just kind of see the top half of the flag. But I'm aiming just a touch right of the flag due to the bunker on the left. Anything on the green is good. And that's well struck. With it being uphill, I thought that might be short, but it actually landed just past the pin. And I've left myself 15 feet for birdie. Chance to get that bogey back in a hurry. This is a downhill downgrade putt. It's a screamer, so you got to be careful. You got to respect the speed. Or you can leave yourself a bit coming back. So I wasn't scared of it. You'd rather have a tap-in par, that being low and to the right. Another testy 3-footer. Gotta stay confident over these, especially in a tournament. These are the ones you might rake in with your buddies, but they take solid strokes in a tournament. And that's an easy par. So 1 over through 3 holes, move into the 13th hole, which is just a short par 3. The pin was in the front. It's uphill again, playing a little over 140 yards, so I've got a 9-iron in my hand. The challenge with this hole is there's an overhanging tree there on the right-hand side, and for somebody who wants to hit a draw, that is not comfortable. That means normally I would aim to the right of this pin and draw it in. Because of that overhanging tree, I almost have to start it right at the pin, so I'm going to do that and try not to draw it. Try to hit a straight shot so that I can hold the green. The green's also elevated, kind of an upside down bowl, which means if you miss the green, your ball will get deflected and run down a hill. And I'm frustrated with that because it was drawing more than I wanted. I missed the putting surface by just a foot, but as I said, it bounced down into the rough. See if it makes it into my bag at the end of the round. Now my ball's in the rough. I didn't mention earlier, but being in a rush getting to the golf course in the morning, I left my sandwich at home, so I'm actually using a rental club, a Callaway Mac Daddy.
Hey,
Pin seeker.
think it's good.
Pin seeker.
And first swing of the day with the Mac Daddy, I hit the flag. Watching DeBryan putt, I got a little peek at what my putt is going to do. I only had 11 feet. He had about 13 feet outside that. So I just saw his putt. I just saw the line. And this putt just trickles a little bit left to right. So I'm aiming at the left edge. Let it fall into the hole. But mine didn't fall. It didn't break. Looks like my speed may have been a little too hot. I caught the edge and rolled good 4 feet by. These greens are lightning. And so now I have 4 feet coming back. After I saw the first one not break, I'm aiming more towards the center. Otherwise, I would have aimed at the right edge. And that putt does slide, catches the lower lip, and just like that, I double bogey a short par 3. That one hurt. I don't feel like I hit a bad shot. I lipped out going both ways, and it's a quick double bogey. That takes us to the 14th hole, which is another short par 4, a dogleg left, and another non-driver hole. In this case, I'm trying to aim it at the middle of the fairway and let it draw around the corner and kick down that hill to try to give me a wedge in.
Hang on.
I didn't quite catch all of that,
Yes, it's real good.
and so it ends up bounding into the rough on a pretty severe side slope. The ball is well above my feet. When the ball is well above your feet, it should go more left than where you aim. So I'm aimed just right of this pin, hoping that ball will trickle to the left.
Get left. Get it.
And somehow, this is a rare instance where that ball did not come off left. It went straight. And because I aimed right of the flag, I short-sighted myself. In retrospect, I should have aimed either more at the flag or to the left because there was so much room to the left, and eliminated the short-sighted miss with that wedge on a tough lie. So my ball's not quite in the bunker. It's kind of on the edge where the grass and the sand meet. Tough shot. You don't know if there's sand under the lie or if it's going to be firm. And I'm using the Callaway Mac Daddy. So anything on the green here is good.
Two for the Mac Daddy right there.
I ain't mad at it.
Tough lie. I've got to take my medicine.
I know how that was gonna come out.
Even though I'm already 3 over. And now I'm staring a bogey in the face again. I did the smart thing and I didn't try to get too cute. Ended up leaving it in the bunker and let this round get away from me. I can survive another bogey if I have to. But 20 feet, I can make this putt. Little left to right breaker. See if we can gain some momentum.
Get in there. That's big.
And again, it just doesn't break. I got the speed better this time. Left myself just a tap in. But unfortunately, it's a tap-in bogey.
That's fine.
And just like that, I'm 4 over through 5. So that's a tough break, but I feel like I'm swinging well. I've hit the ball for the most part where I wanted to, so we can put that behind us. The 15th hole, my 6th, is just a simple par 5. It does play a little long up the hill, 55 feet uphill even, according to the Par Golf app. So it's driver and blast away at the middle of the fairway. That tee shot was a little blocked, so it's going to be in the rough, but it wasn't terrible.
When I got up there, I looked and I didn't.
This is a 3-shot hole anyway. You're just trying to keep yourself in position. So laying up here with the 7-iron, just enough to get past that lake, knock it in the fairway and give myself a wedge in. You do have the trees to the right, so I got to watch my draw.
No, it came out knuckling.
And that came out with no spin,
It just came out weird because it's wet.
but it's right in the middle of the fairway.
I'll take it.
And I've got a wedge in from 114 yards way up the hill to this par 5. Another hole where you can't even see the base of the flagstick or the green. I can only see the top of the flagstick. So with just a wedge in my hand, I'm aiming a touch to the right of the flag, expecting it to draw. Just give myself a putt for birdie.
Okay.
And when I hit this, I thought it was well left at the pin and I was going to have a pretty long putt.
Get this on the green.
Turns out I only had 10 feet.
Get in there. There it is.
Gosh.
Good par.
Wasted.
Watching Keith make that putt is going to come in handy here in a minute. So I've got 10 feet for birdie, and I am dialed in. I'm expecting to get one back from the bogey that I just gave away in the double before. Good opportunity. Breaks left to right. Hit a pretty good putt. And honestly, I never walked to the other side of the hole. I did not realize
Didn't think I hit that. I didn't even
how much danger was just past the hole.
That is good.
That never crossed my mind.
It's so
Now I'm getting a little frustrated.
Holy.
I just turned a 10-foot birdie putt into a 20-foot par putt.
That was just.
I'm at risk of letting this get away from me in a hurry.
I'm gonna make this one though. Easy 5.
easy.
Good positive self-talk there, and I believed it. I'm going to make this one easy 5. I did just see Keith have a similar putt from about half the distance.
Easy 5.
Yeah. Easy 5. Good putt.
Thank you.
Great putt.
That's what good positive self-talk will do. Steal one there. It's 3 5s in a row, but I keep myself at 4 over. That was a big momentum builder going into the 16th hole. The 16th hole is a dogleg right. I'm long enough with the driver to cut the corner, so I'm aiming over the right edge of the dogleg, and it's bombs away.
Should be okay there, though, if it keeps going. Stay on that line, you should be okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, should be okay.
That was a little bit right of where I wanted to hit it, so it doesn't quite make it into the fairway, but it was on a good line, and I left myself just a wedge into this par 4, hitting my 48 degree from about 126 yards out of the rough. This pin's in the middle of the green, so I can aim more or less right at it. Nothing to be scared of here, just a good confident wedge shot. Let's give ourselves a birdie putt and see if we can get one back.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
Shot.
Yeah, good shot. Thank you.
Get in there. Go in. Go in.
Go.
Great shot.
Thank you. Do work.
And I almost hold that. This is the birdie putt from 1 foot away.
Birdie.
Thank you.
Tap in birdie, good bounce back. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for more. That was clutch to get back into the game, and it really had a good chance of going in. You see me repairing my ball mark out of the rough. It kind of spun there to the right and went right by the hole. That brings us to the 17th hole, my 8th hole of the day. Another par 3. This one was playing about 174 yards for me. The way the wind was blowing, I felt like 7-iron might be too much club. So I'm kind of in between clubs here, not super committed to it. I choked up on it. I'm going to hit a little punchy shot. I just didn't get all of it. I ended up taking too much off of it. Didn't hit it flush and left it just short of the green. Not a bad shot. It's the good side of the hole to miss on because it should be an easy up and in. Wasn't my most confident swing. Because I don't have my 56, I'm putting a putter on this from 16 yards. Normally I would hit a little bump and run with my 56, but that Callaway Mac Daddy hadn't been too kind to me so far, so putting this from the fringe. And I don't do that quite often enough. Didn't get the speed right, left it a little bit short, and another 4-foot tester for par to stay at 3 over.
Man with nerves of steel right there. Somebody would have stepped off.
The putter is solid. These putts are, for the most part, right in the middle with the exception of that par 3 and keeping my momentum. Which brings us to the 18th hole, a dogleg left par 5 using the Par Golf app. I can just get to the corner with a driver, so I'm aiming at the middle of the fairway here, just inside that bunker, expecting to hit a draw. And that wasn't it. I kind of alligator armed it, toe hooked it into the trees. I was able to find it, but that drive only went 200 yards, and I am in jail. I took a bit of an aggressive line here trying to hit it left of that tree. I probably didn't need to be quite that aggressive in retrospect. I could have hit it harder, but trying to hit this a little bit thin.
Get past the tree down.
And I just didn't quite get all of it, which means on my 3rd shot, I will still have tree trouble. Again, I can't quite blast this out into the fairway. I'm too close to that tree to really get it up. So I've chosen a mid-iron here, and I'm just trying to punch it into the fairway to get up and down from my 4th shot. I didn't catch that entirely clean either. I'm a little bit on the struggle bus here. I did get it into the fairway, but now I've got an 8-iron from 164 yards for my 4th shot on a par 5, trying to get up and down to minimize the damage. This is another shot that is actually, the 2nd shot is uphill. The hole overall plays down because of the tee box, but this shot is up the hill. And I flushed this. This is painting the flagstick.
Hang it. It's a putt anyway.
Was expecting to have a good chance to save par here, but that actually hit the green pretty firmly and bounced up over this little bowl onto the top shelf. If this ball was 2 feet shorter, it would have rolled down the hill right close to the pin. Instead, I've got a tricky right to left putt across the bowl. It's going to be really hard to stop. You'll notice I did not hit that putt very hard, and it is running well past the hole, almost off the green. These greens are lightning. They're in really good shape, but they are fast when you are downhill down green. So I went from 36 feet to 15 feet, and now have 15 feet for bogey. This has been a struggle on the backside my first 9 holes. Need to make this and do. 15 feet right in the heart. The putter is keeping me alive yet again. Still, that's a bogey. That's a 40 on the front 9. Not ideal, but I'm playing well. I'm hitting the ball well, putting well. I like my chances on the back 9 of this golf course. Hit that like and subscribe button. Stay tuned for more.